Hi, this is Michael Fiore, and in the next 6 minutes, I'm going to teach you a secret psychological loophole in the male mind that will make that one special man you've been dreaming of fall deeply and passionately in love with you and only you forever. I know it sounds impossible, but the simple and possibly even dangerous trick I'm going to reveal right now really will make any man you want so obsessed with you that he can't even think about another woman, so addicted to you that he actually craves you when you're not around, so loyal to you that he finds himself almost completely against his will, dreaming about the future he wants with you and only you, bending over backwards to make you happy, bragging about you to his family and his friends, and begging you to be his and only his. So how do I know this simple trick really does work? Because just 3 short years ago, it worked on me, and it's still working now as I get closer and closer to walking down the aisle and making that one special woman who flipped this switch in my brain mine forever. Who the heck am I, and why should you listen to every word I have to say? Well, my name is Michael Fiore. I'm an internationally known relationship expert. I've been on The Rachel Ray Show, Fox, WebMD, NBC, CBS Radio, Yahoo, tons of radio programs, tons of blogs. And beyond that, I'm an Amazon and Wall Street Journal best-selling author for my books like 6 Simple Tricks to Crack the Man Code and Make Him Beg to Be Your Boyfriend. But more important than all of that, I'm a man who is absolutely in love with a woman who I never saw coming and who I will never let go. And because of all that, what I'm about to tell you next is kind of embarrassing. Because before I became a relationship expert and the best male friend of tens of thousands of women, I was a guy, and not always a nice one at that. I've never talked about this in public before, but up until just 3 short years ago, I was a player and was emotionally dead inside because of it. I'd been in relationships before, but always felt trapped and never really committed to a woman, even though I thought I had. I know so much better now. When I was single, I dated and had sex with multiple women, often in the same week, and I swore I would never commit. I would never settle down. I would never even think about getting married. I thought I'd be happily single forever. And then I met her. This one indescribably attractive woman. At the time, I couldn't figure out why I was so drawn to her. It wasn't that she was beautiful, though she was and is beautiful. It wasn't that she was sexy, though she was and is very sexy. It wasn't confidence or anything that you read about in Cosmo. But there was something about this one woman that flipped a switch in my mind and instantly made every other girl at the party we were at, every other girl in the world, just disappear. I caught her eye from across the room, and even just the way she looked at me sent a jolt up my spine. Suddenly, I felt off balance, nervous, even a little scared. And even though I wanted to play it cool, I found myself drawn to her like a magnet. We talked for hours, and I found myself attentive like a puppy. We laughed and joked and flirted. And then I felt my throat go dry as she melted against me when we kissed. And suddenly, I found myself wanting it to just be a kiss, at least for then. I found myself taking it slow. And I knew right there, right then, that this was a woman I needed to take seriously. That very night, I broke things off with every other girl I was seeing without this one special, incredible woman even having to ask. And over the next few months, I found myself chasing her, seducing her, fantasizing about her, wanting her and only her. Until finally, months later, I felt this incredible joy well up in me when she finally agreed to be my girlfriend, to be the woman who will, a few months from now, be my wife. So I know you desperately want to know, what did she do that other women didn't? What made this one woman so irresistible? What did she do that made me so happy to be hers when I thought I didn't want to be anyone's at all? And how can you do the same thing to that one guy you have your eye on? Great question. And here's the answer that guys don't want me to tell you. In order to make a guy obsessed with you and truly committed to you and only you really only need to follow 3 simple steps this woman used on me. And these 3 steps I'm about to tell you have nothing to do with how you look, what dress size you have, how big your breasts are, how pretty you are, or anything like that. So what are the 3 steps? Well, step 1 is that you need to make a man know that you don't need him. As I've said many times, when it comes to men, neediness is the opposite of attraction. Most women either throw themselves at a guy or come across as aloof, cold, and unapproachable. Men are irresistibly pulled towards a woman who knows who she is, knows what she wants, and has no anxiety at all about whether a man loves her because she already loves herself. Step 2 is you need to plant a future seed in his mind. Unlike women, most men simply don't sit around thinking about the future or forever unless you make us the same way my fiancé did to me. When it comes to love, women want drama and excitement, but men want calm. And to truly primally attract a man so he would never settle for anyone else, you need to create an overwhelming feeling of calm contentment when you're around, the opposite of what so many women do by freaking out or using ultimatums. And step 3 is you have to make it his idea to pursue you, want you, and make you commit. As a guy, I can tell you, ultimatums always backfire and push men away. A man will only truly commit if he feels like he made his own choice to commit, and if he feels like he had to earn a woman. Now, this isn't about playing hard to get. That never worked on me. But once a guy makes a choice to truly be with a woman, he will fight for that love and that relationship more fiercely than anything else in his life. And if you follow these 3 steps, if you learn how to trigger this need to commit in his mind, suddenly the whole game of dating and love and relationships changes forever. Suddenly the guy who doesn't want to commit finds himself happily on one knee. Suddenly the boy you've been waiting for too long finally becomes the man you've wanted since you were a little girl. And suddenly you find yourself hunted, pursued, and wanted by real men. Tall, handsome, kind men who aren't just ready but are even desperate to give you the incredible love you want so much. Now, you might be wondering, Michael, that's amazing, but how do I actually do it? Exactly what do you do and what do you say to make a guy fall in love with you, become obsessed with you like my fiancé did to me? And the bad news is I can't tell you, but I can introduce you to a truly amazing woman who can. See, 6 months ago, my girlfriend, my fiancé, told me a secret that's going to change your life forever. We were lying in bed, laughing about when we fell in love years ago. I told her how I had felt more attracted to her than any other woman I'd ever met. And she admitted with a laugh and a smile that she'd used a simple set of techniques on me to sneak into the back of my mind and make me fall for her. Now, I wasn't mad, I was ecstatic. And I decided right there I had to meet the woman who taught her everything she knows. Now, when I first met Claire Casey, I didn't know what to think. She's not a model. She doesn't look or talk like anybody you've seen on TV. She doesn't look like the kind of woman with power over men. Claire is a 46-year-old soccer mom with 3 teenaged boys. She kickboxes in her free time and geeks out on Star Trek. But to a small group of women, like my girlfriend, she's been the secret weapon in the game of love. As I talked to Claire, she revealed a few simple secrets that blew my mind, and an understanding of men I simply couldn't believe. During our conversation, she taught me about the 6 subtle forces that drive men from the inside, and how women can subtly tweak these forces to drive men to incredible emotional ecstasy. How men secretly yearn for commitment and marriage, and how to turn that yearning into a truly primal need where he'll do anything to make you his. Why beauty is actually only the 3rd most important thing to men, and how women can be radiantly attractive to men without makeup or killing yourself at the gym, and much, much more. Now, when our conversation was over, I wasn't happy. I was depressed. I thought of the thousands of women out there who desperately needed to know what only Claire could teach them, the thousands of women who kept falling into bad relationships and needed a hand from her to dig their way out and finally discover what real love from a man felt like. The thousands of women who deserved a relationship like what I had with my girlfriend. The thousands of men who were just waiting for the right girl to figure this stuff out and give him the happiness he wants so much but could never admit to. So I did something I'm not proud of, but that I don't regret at all. I begged. I went to Claire and I begged her to let me share with the world what she knew about men and love and dating and getting a guy to truly commit. And at first, she refused. She didn't want to be famous. She didn't want to go on TV or anything like that. It was only after I promised that she could keep her privacy that she agreed. Over the next few months, I worked with Claire to pull every secret, every technique, every trick and idea